Well, I was just taking my time, because I've been training so long, had so many fights, so I needed some time off to myself, to my family, and just make a right decision at the right time. And finally, I got my fight December 15. It went well, and now I have second fight coming up February 9th. This first fight, I was actually not nervous. I've been waiting for so long, so I was very hungry. I was ready. I had a good camp, I was training with Mark Ramsey for the past 6 months before this. So I had a good camp. I was very ready, and this opponent, I didn't know how he fights because I never watched a video of him. There was no video of him on YouTube anywhere, So that's why when I started the fight, I wanted to see how he fights. So the first 2 minutes I was checking him, feeling how he is, Then once I landed 1-2 punch, I knew that my power was enough to stop him, and I hit the body and he went down, and it went great because I didn't get touched. So warming up in the dressing room, putting on the gloves for the first time, pro gloves,
yeah,
beautiful, small gloves. And when I was doing the pads with it, I was like, oh man, this is gonna hurt, And I was thinking to myself, I can't get hit with this punch because these gloves are small, So it went well. I didn't get touched, and I got him a couple of punches, and that was it. So now I'm just looking forward to having my second fight February 9th in Peterborough, Ontario. Make sure everyone comes out, and it's going to be a good fight. So.
I was telling this.
It doesn't matter who we're going to fight, as long as we're having a good camp, we're training, we're training hard, so we're ready to fight anyone, and we'll be ready. To me, it doesn't matter really, but yeah, like in amateurs too, they don't like sometimes you don't know who you're fighting, so you're kind of like guessing, and then if it's a tournament, you could have 3, 4, 5 fights, and it's one after another. And you're fighting the best of every country. It's not, it's not the easy fight. And half of my amateur fights I fought internationally. So I had a great amateur career. I'm 23 years old. I think I turned pro in the right time. So I feel a lot stronger. I'm training with strength conditioning coach Andrei Kulishev. So everything is going the way God planned it to go. I always wanted to come to Montreal, train here, because the boxing atmosphere, it's very, it's a boxing city, and the great fighters here, great sparring, great training. And just before I couldn't come because I had, my mom was sick before, I had some issues and here and there, so I wasn't able to come. But now that everything is okay, everything is good, I moved here, I train with, I have a great team around me, Arthur Beterbir, Biyarslanov, Aslanbek Mahmudov, we have a lot of world champions, great coaches, Mark Ramsey, Sam,
Which is
Luke.
not that thing.
So it's great, Mark Ramsey is very experienced, just a couple of world champions, So, but yeah, everything looks good, and I'm happy to be here, Boxing in Ontario, it's slowly growing, Every year it's getting better, Lee Baxter's doing a lot of shows, there's other promotion companies that are doing a lot of shows. So, like you saw Adonis Stevenson that fought, for the World Championship in Ontario. So slowly it's coming up, but I think in a couple of years there'll be a lot more World Championship fights there. So everything takes time, so I'm sure it'll be a lot better in the future, and I'm hoping maybe in the future, maybe I'll get a fight for a world title there too. Who knows, So we'll see.